Okay, and it's another video, and it comes to you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahushai, Baal Shem Rakar Kwadash. All praises and glories definitely due. Shalom to the Lord's elect, which begins with the 144,000. I'm going to call this video, You Are in Here. You Are in Here. That's a quote from the movie The Bounty, which was released back in 1984, starring Anthony Hopkins, the great actor Anthony Hopkins, and racist Mell Gibson. Inside joke. Mell Gibson, right? Again, this movie was released in 1984, and the reason why I got the scene queued up, and it took me a while to find it, was I remember, now back in the day when I was coming up underneath Elder Pastor, besides teaching us the scriptures, one of the things he would do was show us movies, and one of the movies that he showed us was the movie called The Bounty. I remember there was this other movie which dealt with Alexander the Great, and when he came up against the Persians, and the actor who played the Persian leader, he looked just like a Persian, all right, like people of that area of the world, which is now called Iran. Okay, Persia is now called Iran. It's been that way since 1935. So we made note of that. I forgot the name of the movie, but it had to do with Alexander the Great. I think the movie was made back in the 1950s. If Elder Pastor should see this video, he can put, if he feels like it, he can put the name of the movie and the actors, in particular the two main actors, the actor who played Alexander the Great, and I think it was Richard Burton. If I remember correctly, I think it was Richard Burton who played Alexander the Great. And of course, I don't remember the name of the actor who played, the Persian king, which Alexander the Great went against. The Medo-Persian king, which I believe was Darius. All right, Darius. Anyway, that was one of the movies that Elder Pastor had showed us in class. Another movie was Full Metal Jacket. That was another movie I remember. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, The Bounty was one of the movies that he had showed us. And I remember a particular scene in this movie that has to do with the fact that the man carries the seed and impregnates the woman. Particularly the part where this woman you see here on screen, in the movie, she played Mell Gibson's love interest. I mean, he fell head over heels in love with this woman and ended up impregnating her. Now, the father of the actor who played the father of this woman wanted to meet Mell Gibson and have a talk with him. So in this scene, pay attention to what the father of this, the actor who plays the father of this young woman here, what he says to Mell Gibson after Mell Gibson impregnates his daughter. Okay, so basically this has to do with the man carrying the seed, and there's no evidence, especially in the scriptures, of woman or women carrying the seed. It's the man that carries the seed. As a matter of fact, I have a scripture, because you still got like that, like that, I have to call him an idiot, Vocab Malone. I mean, I hate to be so harsh, right? But he is an idiot. He's a straight up idiot, okay? Not to mention he's the devil the Bible speaks of, can't forget that. But he actually believes that a woman carries the seed, which is just pure stupidity. If you go in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, right? Let's read it. 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. See? So the woman came out of the man. The man carries the seed. The man is who brings back the family. Furthermore, we are reincarnated, through our lineage, through our fathers, not our mothers, through our fathers. And like I said, I got this scene queued up, which, even though it's a movie and it was based upon a real live event, the character Mel Gibson played Fletcher Christian. He actually lived. You can Google him, Fletcher Christian. You can Google the title of the movie, Mutiny on the Bounty, what that meant. Who led the mutiny, which it was Fletcher Christian who led the mutiny. There was an actual mutiny on that ship called the Bounty when they were over there in the Tahitian Islands, right? If you want to really find out about what the story was all about, which the movie was based on, Mutiny on the Bounty, right? So without further ado, let me stop talking. Let me just play the clip and then we'll examine what was said. Okay, so once again, this is to prove that the man carries the seed. So pay close attention to what the father of this woman says to Mel Gibson in this scene. Okay, so let's roll the footage.
Feretia Christian. Are mai.
Maeva, Feridi.
Arai.
Thank you. You wanted to see me, sir?
My daughter. She has something of yours.
Of mine?
Huh? You are here now. Tamari.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
Junior. Take this tusk. And when you see it, you will remember my daughter and my grandchild. You will never forget Tahiti Nui. Feretia Christian, to Oivaine, your wife.
All right, so there you go. Particularly...
Hi, my name's Dr. Burke, and I'd like to help you.
Particularly the part where he said, "You are in here." And then, according to the scene, right? According to the scene, he gave the father, which is the older man right here, gave his daughter to Fletcher Christian, played by Mel Gibson. In other words, you have impregnated my daughter. You are in here. So why did I show this scene? To once again prove that the man carries the seed, just like the scripture says. Okay? 1 Corinthians 11:8. Once again, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. As a matter of fact, when you read the NLT version, 1 Corinthians 11:8, for the first man didn't come from woman, but the first woman came from man. Why is that? Man carries the seed. And that clip you just watched is just more proof of that. That's why when a nation go to conquer another nation, what do? They kill the men and they impregnate the woman. All right. That concept was well understood back before this liberation of woman and the total worship of women and this virgin birth, untouched virgin birth nonsense, which leads some people to ignorantly believe that women carry the seed. And when I say women carry the seed, which indeed they do carry the seed of the man, but they carry the seed by themselves. Like they are able to produce seed by themselves. Totally ridiculous. Any seed that the woman carries is of the man. It's of the man because the man is the one that carries the seed, which he impregnates into the woman's womb through her vagina. Okay? I mean, that's just common sense. And then when we read the 9th verse, it says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Another scripture we can bring in, and that's for those of you that are new to this, maybe you're hearing this for the first time. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon from the Apocrypha, which was once part of the Bible. 14 books that was taken out of the Bible by this group called the Bible Destruction Group. The Bible Destruction Group. I think that was 1861, in the 1860s, somewhere there. Elder Apostle Ramlab every now and then goes into that history. Well, the Apocrypha was once part of the Bible. It was certainly part of the King James Version Bible, 1611, right? So in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, which is one of the books of the Apocrypha, this is Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, the 1st verse. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was made of the earth. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep. And that's why, going back to that scene, what did the father of that young woman say to Mel Gibson, who played Fletcher Christian? And when you go into history, Fletcher Christian, when you go into history, Fletcher Christian did actually impregnate the real Fletcher Christian. He did actually impregnate a lot of the Tahitian women. All right, like I said, he totally fell over head over heels in love with the beauty of those women. And by the way, these women, they are the seed of Japheth. All right, the Tahitian, the Polynesian, the Hawaiian, inside joke, women. And brother from Hawaii, Gabar Yahawada, my man, shout out to you, shalom to you, my brother. He can attest to this, how beautiful the women are. Okay, they're known for their beauty. And they go back to the seed of Japheth. Okay, the Tahitian woman. I believe this woman here is an actual Tahitian woman, the woman who played, maybe my man, we call him the fact-checking brother, the factoid brother. You know, inside joke, you know, term of endearment, because that's what he does. The brother from Hawaii, Gabar Yahawada, we actually met that brother. He came over a few times. Always a pleasure when he comes through. He's always fact-checking things, and he be finding them facts quick. So this woman here, I believe she's the actual from that part of the world. You know, you can look at her. You know, by the way, this is back in '84. I'm pretty sure she looks a whole lot older now. Okay, if she's still alive. But the point I'm making is those women were known for their beauty. So back when that actual event actually happened, back in, I believe it was the 1800s, the story of the mutiny on the Bounty, Fletcher Christian, who was, I believe, from England, I forgot what part, when they went out there, they actually fell in love with those women and impregnated a lot of those women and had a lot of progeny, seed, by those women. Okay? As a matter of fact, in Wikipedia, I believe it describes Fletcher Christian as being dark-skinned. So, I don't know. Matter of fact, there was 3 Bounty of the movies made. How many Mutiny on the Bounty movies are there? 3. Likewise, there have been 3 highly successful movies based on the incident. See, it was the incident that actually happened. Mutiny on the Bounty, 1935. I believe the actor Charles Lawton starred in that one, starring Clark Gable and Charles Lawton. I didn't even see that, not until later. You know, some names I remember right off top. Mutiny on the Bounty, 1962, starring Marlon Brando and Trevor Howard. And The Bounty, starring Mel Gibson and Anthony Hopkins. There you go. So now, if I type in Fletcher Christian, this is what Wikipedia said about Fletcher Christian. So, Fletcher Christian, and type in Wikipedia. Okay, here we go. Now I'm just gonna go to under where it says it describes Fletcher Christian, what he looked like. I hope I can find it, man. Bear with me for a minute here. Okay, this is it right here. All right, this is a painting of Fletcher Christian. There is no portrait or drawing extant of Fletcher Christian that was drawn from life. Bligh, and that was Captain William Bligh, who was the captain of the ship which Fletcher Christian brought mutiny against, hence the term Mutiny on the Bounty. Bligh described Christian as 5'9" high, blackish, see, blackish or very dark complexion, hair blackish or very dark brown, right? Strong, a star tattooed on his left breast and tattooed on the backside. And that's one of the things that, you know, the so-called Tahitian, Polynesian, Hawaiian people, they believe heavy in print marks, which lets you know they're heathens. All right. They're not, some of them are of the seed of Israel, but the majority of them in that part of the world are heathens. They're of the seed of Japheth. The fact that they'll tattoo their whole body, man. Okay? Which, that's a violation of our law. You shall not put any print marks upon you. That's in the book of Leviticus. Okay? But what caught my interest concerning Fletcher Christian is how he was described as by Captain Bligh. Particularly the part where it says blackish or very dark complexion. So Fletcher Christian could have been a Jake, could have been. All right? But he was from England. Okay? So pretty much that's it. I don't believe I have anything more to add to this. You know, you saw the clip. Okay, let's just play it one more time. Fast forward.
Maeva, querido.
Me?
What? You wanted to see me, sir?
My daughter. She has something of yours.
Of mine?
Huh? You are here now. Tamari.
Well, I'm sorry, sir.
Junior.
See? So that's heavy, man. You are here now. So if you still believe in that untouched virgin birth nonsense, You know, and like I said, you're just stupid, man. The man have always carried the seed, and all the woman is nothing but a incubator, an oven, if you will. That's why you have the saying, she has a bun in the oven. Apostle have been saying that as of late. There's your proof, okay? And yeah, I know it's a movie, but it's based upon a real live incident, Mutiny on the Bounty. So with that, hopefully you were edified. If you was, as usual, drop a line in the comment section, and we go to the next one.